think I'm a little bit late, to be honest. But this is TT's season review for 18-19 for the Mill home. As you can see, I am not driving. That's great. Ooh, it's just got involved. Zach's been here all the way. Come and join me. In we go. So, thanks everybody. First of all, before I say anything else, I want to say thank you for the support of the channel. Thank you for all the comments that everyone gives. Thank you, Ben the Beaver, for being the first person to make a comment. And this is supposed to be an interactive kind of season review. So it's although I'm going to say anything, hello football for turning up. Although I'm going to be going through my player of the season and who I think where I think we should strengthen, my favourite goal. Obviously, Nico Walter, thank you from Germany. I want you to be able to say it as well. I think you need to be able to interact and say what you want. So, Offside Podcast, thank you. And Danny Curtis, you think the answers to the questions are. Austin Bruiser, hi from USA. Where in the USA are you from? That's what USA and Germany. I like the fact that we've got fans all over the place. Where else do you think we've got fans?
Last time it was Ireland, weren't it?
Ireland, West Virginia. I like the yeehaw as well. My favourite part of the season. Well, thank you for asking that, football. My favourite part of the season has to be the Murray Wallace goal in the FA Cup. I think, it just absolutely... We haven't had many of those this season where last minute balls smashed into the back of the net from Murray Wallace, and it was just amazing. It was such a... a full den, everyone singing, everyone getting behind. We were behind twice, and then to take the lead in the final minute in the pouring down rain, it was just absolutely immense. So that was by far the best. In fact, that cup run, I didn't go to the game today. No, my under-8s had their final. Zach's happy because he is part of that under-8 team, and we're not supposed to say scores or results because it's supposed to be non-competitive, but they done really well today. Zach got a couple of goals, a few of the other boys got a couple of goals, and we ended the season how you'd like to end the season without giving too much away. But so no, I wasn't. Obviously, it was disappointing to come home and see that Millwall lost, but good for a Mill boy living in Portsmouth. Well, a lot of my family live on the Isle of Wight, so thanks Danny Curtin for that. Zach, well done from Ben the Beaver with your brace today, and he got an assist. What was the game you were gutted to miss? Probably Birmingham away. Disney on Ice instead of Birmingham away. But yeah, that was on the way back from Derby away. Well done, Ginger. Another one saying well done for your brace.
Thanks.
It was his first goal was certainly a good finish. I was proud of all my boys. Like I said, they've done really well this season. So that was, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have done really well. Offside podcast. I saw that you're a Stoke fan. A mixed season for you as well, I think. But you'd have been hoping to at least make the playoffs. Whereas for us, at the start of the season, our goal was to stay up, and there's no doubt, there's no getting around it. It was a disappointing season. It's tough. You're finishing 1 point, one place above the relegation zone. It's always going to be difficult, and I think that we had too many nearly moments this year where we've conceded late goals. I think the first game of the season really set it up. Middlesbrough at home, we're 2-0 up, the sun in, even though I was on holiday, and it just looked like we were going to continue on from last season, and then all of a sudden we've conceded 2 goals in injury time, and obviously the 7th minute, and we conceded far too many goals late this year for it to be a successful season, and that's disappointing. My worst games this season by a long way are QPR and Bolton away. Just both games we were awful, and when we're bad, when this Mill team is bad, we're really bad because we create nothing. We just don't look in games, and that's where it's really challenging. For those of you, I'm asking you what your worst games this season. But both 2-0 defeats. We didn't look like we were gonna get anything out of it, and that's tough to take. Who do I think we need to sign in the summer? Well, different players. It's hard because knowing the budgets and who we can get. But I know we definitely need to strike. We definitely need another striker. We're going to lose Gregory. We need a central midfielder and a left midfielder. But we're going to lose a lot of players. Who do I think will win the playoffs? That's a tough. I think Villa will win the playoffs. I think they've taken. Although I think they lost today, they've got the most about them. Leeds are going into it off of form. You know, they've missed out on the automatic promotion. Obviously, they lost to Ipswich today, and I don't know how they can continue with that. I would love David McGoldrick if we could get him. I think he's an excellent striker. Going back to that. But yeah, so I fancy Villa in the playoffs. I think Leeds are going to struggle to even beat Derby. I know it sounds funny, but it seems... no, I haven't seen his penalty miss. I have seen their defensive error at the back that caused the third goal for Ipswich. And Ipswich, you know, that's a club where you look at where we finished and where they finished. We finished just above... No one would have put Ipswich in the bottom three at the start of the season. And it just shows you that, you know, any team in the Championship is liable to go down. But the teams that obviously with Rotherham, Rotherham and the disaster that's happened at Bolton. But so staying up it was imperative for us, but it's no good staying up. I know the last time we went down, we had 3 seasons of just staying up, and then we eventually went down. That's no fun for anybody. We've got to want to kick on, and at least we've got there's so many that are gonna go and come in. I agree. We probably are going to be one of the favourites to go down, but that doesn't necessarily mean that will happen, because we have this. I think we do have the crux of a squad. And I'll go on to it now because I'm talking about the squad. That my player of the season, it may be a bit controversial. Yeah, my second team's Barcelona. Both of us are members.
Yeah.
So, but my player of the season this year, without a doubt, is Jake Cooper. Oh, Richard Pierce got there just before me.
No
Literally
way.
just said it. But yeah, Jake Cooper's my player of the season. I think, you know, they in America they call it most valuable player. I don't know how Jake Cooper couldn't be our most valuable player. He's scored 7 goals. He's got a number of assists. He's been a part of 11 clean sheets. I think he's played in every league game. He's just so far above most of the players that I think he's where I think Gregory is heading to, up north. I'm not sure where he's going to go, but maybe there was talk that he's maybe going to Nottingham Forest. I'm not sure where he's going to go, but Lee Gregory, you know, people putting in the comments that Lee Gregory is possibly player of the year, and he does well. He's worked so hard for the season, but I think Jake Cooper, for the fact that he's got nearly as many goals as Lee Gregory, as well as being defensive. A defensive linchpin at the back, and we've kept so many clean sheets, so it has to be Jake Cooper. Someone asked, where does Zach play? So you can answer that.
I play 3 positions mostly: striker, defender, or goalie.
What position do you prefer?
Striker or goalie.
Okay, well there you go. So that's answered that one. While you're on here, and obviously there will be people watching that it's not live. My wife is obviously I don't make any money out of YouTube. I don't do sponsors and anything like that, but my wife is running Tough Mudder Run for cancer research. If any of you don't mind going to, all you need to do on Google is cancer research giving page and go Sev's team in a Sev's SEV''S team. And if you can donate, you know, she's doing it for a father who passed away at 42, a tragic age, and most of you will have had someone that's affected by cancer. So if you can give anything for that, it's SEV page, so Cancer Research UK giving page. If you can do that, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, let's get back to the football. So yeah, Gregory's definitely up. Is this channel rival to Lions TV? What's the crack with you and them now? No, it's not a rival to Lions TV. Dan does his thing with Lions TV, and obviously he does more and interviews players, that interviews fans. That's not for me. I didn't feel too welcome on the channel. Got it. And I felt, you know, it was time to go our separate ways. There was no massive animosity between us, and I wish him the best with his channel, and he can crack on. Zach, who's your favourite player?
Oh, that's a very hard one. Gregory, because his interplay, but mostly because of goals, Ben Thompson.
Ben Thompson.
Whilst he's been here.
Someone mentioned Ben Thompson actually, and Ben Thompson was fantastic when he came in, and we missed him at the end of the season. You know, he's one of the players that we need to build the team around next year. I thought he had a massive impact, and going on to next season, we've got a lot of young players that a couple of them started today. Got on today. Billy Mitchell and George Alexander. What a proud moment for his dad to see his son. One day, I've never been a player, but who knows? He might be wearing that badge with playing for the first 11. But we've also got Junior Tiencia and Danny McNamara, who's also on the bench today. So we've got, we've players that could push on, could get into the first team. They might need to go out on loan, but I really like Billy Mitchell as a central midfielder. He breaks up play. I've seen him a couple of times, and he looks a player. Sharple's Bolton fan. Listen, I'm gutted about Bolton. What's happened to them? It just shows you, Lewisham Council trying to do it to us. You've got bad owners when you've got an EFL that seem to not care about football clubs. That's the problem. Full of gunk. And it's disgraceful what's happened at Bolton, and I think it's absolutely disgraceful that the governing bodies can allow it to happen. They love finding like Leeds and other big clubs for the Spygate and silly things like that, but they seem to let owners just walk all over clubs, and that's just not acceptable. You did get beat today, but onwards, and who knows what will happen next year. If you're going to start with a minus 20 point deduction, it could be back-to-back relegations, and that could be difficult to come back from. What do you think about the score today? It was a nothing game. It was a nothing game on Tuesday night when we had Bristol City. Nico Waters are right about an independent regulator. I really do think you need that, certainly with owners coming into football. But I felt that we were on the beach. We'd done enough to stay up, just enough to stay up, and didn't pick up points. And with this next season, we need to be better. And I think most of the players need to, that once they go, and we need to keep the players that want to stay here and get rid of the players that want to go. It's as simple as that. And then we can try and build for next season. My plans for next year are, I'm going to obviously do a drive home from as many games that I'm at, and try and I'm going to try and speak to the club, see if I can get any players that want to do the drive home with me for a drive home from training. Away game or home game, I'm going to do a 3 or 4 minute video on the away team or the opponent team, just to give my opinion on their best player, maybe how they've lined up, where I see them going for the rest of the season. Because obviously this has become I've got so many fans for us, so I'll try and do that independent to what I'd normally do. I am very biased, there's no doubt about it. I'm a Millwall fan, and I try to be as independent as possible, but I am biased. There's no getting around that. I don't know the dates for the new kit release, and do I think Harris is good enough? It's a tough question. I think he's done really well as a Millwall manager. We've had back-to-back playoffs. We've done well in the FA Cup. I think he needs now. This is his chance to build a squad. He's got to, from so many players out of contract, it's time now. This is really Harris's time to put his stamp on who he wants to come in and who he wants to promote from the youth team. And I think if he can do that, then there's every chance that we could push on. But if we struggle early doors, I think that the fans might get on his back, and it will be difficult for him. And I don't even know if he want to stay. I think if 6 to 10 games into the season, if we aren't doing well, he may well be pushed out of the club rather than deciding to go. And I think it'd be his choice, because what he's done to the club has been fantastic. My thoughts on Marshall this season. Didn't want him. I felt like he was a mercenary this season. I felt the last time he was at the club, he done really well. Ben Marshall done really well last season. He was an excellent addition to the squad and really pushed us towards the playoffs with him and Cahill coming in. We done really well. But this season, I didn't think his heart was on it. What was your fee and his 600th goal? Well, as a Barcelona member, Messi's the best player to ever have played football. He's the best player I've ever seen live, and I've seen him, I think, maybe 60 or 70 times play live. He's absolutely unbelievable. The 600th goal was, I don't whether he should have not had a wall or not, but Messi's one of the only players that can do that. To hit the ball as sweetly as that, and as well as dribble through as many players. There's no better player than Lionel Messi. Obviously, in my lifetime, you've got Pele, George Best, other greats, but for me, the best player to ever have played football is Lionel Messi. I don't know whether he's going to come to the den. I do want to say now that thank you to everyone that comments on this video, but all throughout the season. So people like Angeline Melito, Ken Millwall, Paul Milton, Ronald Lowe, Graham White, Darth Alcoholic, Thomas O'Flaherty, Adrian Doyle, Roaring Line as well. All of you, thank you very much, because I love getting home, reading the comments, and interacting with comments. That's what I want this channel to be about. And it's something, you know, it's enjoyable. It makes the drive home something that I enjoy doing, and obviously you guys enjoy watching it. To get to 1,000 subscribers, I really didn't expect that. Obviously, if he started up his channel with this good looks, he'd probably smash it. But I want to say thank you to everyone. And I haven't mentioned, I apologise, because reading your comments makes my day. I'll do it for 2 or 3. I'll keep refreshing it just to see who's commented and who's liked, and it means a lot to me because I really do enjoy doing it. Will you keep the drive? You will keep the drive home. Yes, 100%. I will keep doing the drive home. Every now and again, Zach will do one as well. We've done one. When did you do one?
I done one at Ipswich because it was a first away win. You said when we were at Ipswich, we win, I get to do a drive home. And thank you for all the viewers for that as well.
Yeah, there you go. Well, he's right. Who do I want to play for us? Who do I don't want to play for us? Well, I don't want anybody to play for us if their heart's not in a club, and a few of them have seemed like that. To be fair, you mentioned it's lagging a bit. Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi is horrendous, so I apologise if that is the case. Hope too bad. But it's hard to know. You mentioned Elliot. I think he has tried. Do I think he's good enough to play for us? No, I don't. But I think he always puts an effort in a Lions shirt. So he's not what players like Fred, players like Jordan Archo seem to have a chip on their shoulder. They need to come out. They need to be gone from the club. And there are more players. I like Ryan Tunnicliffe. I like Ryan Leonard. Mum's just put a comment on there. Who would you buy in the summer? I'd put him up front. Who would I buy in the summer? It's difficult because there's so many good players out there. And without scouting them properly, because I don't get time to watch them, obviously Oliver Norwood at Tranmere scores goals. Players like him that we could put in, but we're not going to anyone that's going to be 1 million, 2 million, we're going to struggle to compete with. Like I said, Norwood, Ben, I think that's probably someone we could go after. I think if we get 2 or 3 players we really want, we should make a massive effort just to go for them players. Drop everything. Using your daughters. Thank you, Angeli. Honestly, thank you very much for your comments. I really appreciate it. What is Archer's problem? He's got no footwork. He cannot move his feet, so he can't get to the ball. I think you meant, was his problem in terms of not playing for us? I think he was dropped. I think, how did Harris deal with that situation? I'm not sure. But he's got to be out of the club. I don't think there's a future for him at the moment. There's so many players that are going to be leaving, and like I said, the start of next season is going to be massive. How highly do you rate Pearce over Hutch? Well, as you know, most of you that know me, that have watched this for a long period of time, I think I did watch the Sunderland Southend game. I'll come back to that afterwards. I think it was, you look at it. What was I talking about?
Pearce and Hutch.
Pearce and Hutch, yeah, that was the question. Good point. I think Alex Pearce has been an excellent addition. I think he's been very good with Cooper at the back. But I've got to love him with Hutch. I think maybe in my opinion, something's gone on with him in his personal life. I don't know that for fact. I don't know that for anything. But he's a quality player. When his mind's in, he's a quality player and one of the best defenders in the Championship. I don't think he's had. He's made a couple of defensive errors, and obviously he's picked up a few niggly injuries. But when he's back to form, I think that we should try and do everything to keep Alex Pearce, sign him permanently. And obviously we've got Cooper and Hutch. They're 3 really good centre-backs, and that will set us up for next season. I'll go on to the Southend Sunderland game. Yes, I did. Obviously, Southend are local to us. I would have liked to go down, I've got to be honest. I don't particularly like Southend, but games like that where Is he? We're going back to Hutch. Is he really ill? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. But I do feel like there's something. I don't think it's just him on the pitch. I think there's more to it than that. But yeah, going back to the Southend. So obviously Southend stayed up. But it just shows you. I've seen it on Twitter a number of times that 2 years ago, last game of the season stayed up. We got into the playoffs. The teams with us. You know, Scunthorpe got relegated to League Two. Bradford got relegated to League Two. We're now still in the Championship. Obviously, Sheffield United went up with us, and they're now going to go into the Premiership with good recruitment. And I think that's the key. You know, it's all good, well and good us putting players that we can. It needs to be a lot better than it has done. But I think with Piers saying goodbye at the Bristol City, I think he done that. I think that was just the last game of the season, and as captain, he makes a big part of the interaction with fans. So I do think he's going to stay. But that's about it. Do we want to go any more?
Yeah, probably.
Actually, you probably talk for a while. Obviously, I'll be going to as many pre-season friendlies as possible. That's true about Meredith, but I think he's been up and down through the season. Yeah, we'll be going to as many pre-season games as we can. I'll be doing a drive home from all of them. I might try and do a YouTube live, depending on if we do any signings. It's going to be difficult. If you click the notifications, it's the only way you're going to get to know whether I'm online or whether I'm not online. But obviously, you can watch it afterwards. What about Morrison? That's a good question. I would not sign him for another year. No chance, no way. Morrison is not a Championship player. If he would have gone down, maybe then I would have thought about it. But there's no way he's a Championship player now. Would take King or Amos. Amos is gone. King is... Yeah, potentially. I'd have King and Martin at the moment if that's the two options available. And where do I sit? I sit in a family enclosure because it makes me a little bit more behaved than I would be if I was sitting anywhere else. Fraser Campbell is a free transfer. He is, but he's quite old. I want young players at the club. You know, I want young, hungry players to be playing for a Millwall shirt and people that can put up with the crowd that we have.
I just saw a good comment. Morrison would be a good League One player, but not a Championship player.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. Who would you see up front with that Gregors and Morrison? Well, we've got Bradshaw coming back, and then you know we're going to struggle. You know, at the moment, George Alexander is the man in the frame, and I say man, but he's obviously very young. But we've got nobody. I'd have Elliot at the club. In the Championship, we need fresh blood, and I can't think we haven't got any, have we? Well, Aiden, Aiden. No one said.
Yeah, but
no one said about Aiden. I would keep Aiden. I think Aiden's a fantastic player, and I think we should try and play him up front.
He doesn't play the best up front. He plays better left mid, I would say.
He's scored
because
more
he has
from left
more because he has more skills. Midfielders normally have more skills than strikers.
That's true, but I think he scores goals, Aiden, and I think if we play him up front consistently, I don't know how well Aiden and Tom Bradshaw would work. But then you look at it, how we finished the season. Yeah, I agree with you. We need pacing, athletic players. There's no point in getting old, but we do need to develop the way we're playing. We cannot continue to play Route 1 football when we've got no one to play Route 1 football to. And there's talk of Tom Eaves from Gillingham. Whenever I've seen him, I've not particularly liked him. He has scored a few decent goals, but I don't think we should be putting money into him. And that's where we need to develop the way we play, and that to change the way we play. Because when we've played it on the floor this season, we've looked much better. When we've played it around, when Thompson came into the team and we've got our midfield in at the defence, we look so much better as a team than when we've played the Route 1 football. Obviously, the Route 1 football works. You know, it works with Morrison and Gregory up front against Bristol City. But we don't have those players, and they're not going to be there next season. We're not going to be consistently doing it. I would say my best team in the Championship this season, who I think deserve to go up, Sheffield United. I thought they were absolutely amazing. They fully deserved their promotion as far as I'm concerned. Norwich pushed them close, but I felt that Norwich were more susceptible at the back. I felt the best all-round team this year was Sheffield United. So fair play to them for going up. Show you with good transfers. Both teams, Norwich and Sheffield United, haven't overspent, but they've got They've got good recruitment. Timo Pukki was a free transfer. You know, the players that Sheffield United have brought in to bring in McGoldrick on a free transfer, get you over the edge. If I had a few million who would be in my team next season, it's difficult, like I said, because I don't watch enough football. I think that there's players that you see on TV that I wouldn't want to commit to that. I want my recruitment, my scouts to go out every game, seeing who's available, and then have they got because you do need something different to play for Millwall. You need to be able to take abuse from your own fans, and not everyone's got that. And I think we've had that. So, you know, players like Jordan Archer and Tom Elliott may have suffered from that. You know, that when it's not going well, they get on the back of. Wallace has been able to take it. Have you taken all the boys to the den? Yes, I have. And that was and all of my boys, yeah,
it was 3-0.
No, it was 3-1, wasn't it?
It was 3-0. We won 3-0. Lob, I think it was...
Yeah, Ryan Leonard scored. No, we scored 3, but I'm sure they scored 1 near the end.
No, they didn't.
All right, it's 3-0. But
we scored 1 near the end with Leonard the chip. It was probably 72nd minute.
All right, we'll go with what he says because he's normally right. It was 3-0. He was right. But that was my highlight of the season. My under 8 lines were Guard of Honour, and they all walked out with each player. Who did you walk out with?
Wait. I think it was Romeo.
Was it Marlon?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that for me, all in their wooden kits, my team's kit, and that was a very proud moment for me. So that's by far my highlight of the season. Yeah, I know. All right, Sev just told me Zach's right. You don't all need to jump on me. I get most things right. That's why he's with me, because he's the brains behind the organisation.
Can I just jump in at 1 more second?
Yeah, go on.
So my highlights of the season was probably Ipswich at home.
Yeah.
And Ipswich away.
Yeah.
Because Ipswich away, that was our first away win. Ipswich at home, all the Lions were there.
Fair enough. And we haven't won many games this season. Like I said, it's been tough. What are we going to do for 2 months? I have absolutely no idea. I can't stand. When we've got a World Cup, when I've got football to look forward to in the summer, it's all right. We'll have the playoffs, but even now, Brighton, Arsenal's going to be on my TV. I hate the summer period without it. But I can give it back to my colleagues. All my colleagues at work, I work shift work, so I can actually do a few weekends and apologise for the fact that them giving up all their weekends for me throughout the entire football season for both Mill and my under 8 line. So probably that's what I'll be doing through the summer, working as many weekends to try and help them out, because they've helped me out throughout the season. Is that all right? So do you want to say anything else?
One more thing. Wallace or Thompson has been my thing. Player of the season. I don't know why I didn't mention Wallace.
Yeah, Jen Wallace.
He's been fantastic.
I think also good mentions to Murray Wallace and Shane Ferguson. Players that have come in and done well. You're never at away games. Am I never? Are we never at away games?
We're always at away games.
Obviously not as many as we should be.
Yeah, but we are at a lot.
Okay. Well, there you go. That answers the question. I weren't there today, like I've said before, because I know you're a coach. Does anyone else help you? Yes, I do have someone else helping me. And from next season, I've got a coach that's going to be excellent. His name is Gavin Lowry. And yeah, I'm really excited to be working with him. And he'll be certainly a great addition to help coaching our under 8s. Yeah. Do you think the new transfer window changes will affect us? Who knows? Because we just don't make many transfers. This season we're going to have so many players out of contract. We're going to have to make a few signings, and we'll see from there. I don't want this to go on any longer than 30 minutes, so I will wrap it up now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support on the channel. If you don't mind liking the video, it would be great. And put your comments in below. Sum up our season in 3 words. We stayed up. That's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for commenting. Go on, you can finish it.
Like and subscribe.
And then what you got to say?
Come on.